All right, welcome. This is Apollo 25, and I'm your host, Gabriel. And it's been crazy. We've been looking at exciting things that have bordered on dysfunctional family. If this is your first time of coming across my YouTube channel, please feel free to hit the subscription button, hit the notification button so that whenever we put up a new update, we will let you know what is happening. And so we've been doing this series on dysfunctional families, dysfunctional child, dysfunctional marriages, and also we're looking at dysfunctional family as a whole. And we looked at the five tail signs of children who are raised in a dysfunctional family. So I want to talk a little bit about dysfunctional family, and we're going to look at some things that I think are very very pivotal in able to identify the symptoms, the characteristics of this dysfunctionality, where it is seen, and how to deal with it. And while growing up, I discovered for me that one of the signs of dysfunctionality is in a home where one person is doing everything bad or doing something so bad, and everyone says, don't expose him, cover him, pet him, do not watch the family's dirty linen outside. Don't expose the family, protect the family name, protect it at all costs. And so those are tail signs of dysfunctionality. One of the signs of dysfunctionalities I also observed while growing up was talking loud. We were literally shouting. I didn't know I was shouting until I got into the higher institution, and mere discussions that people speak under normal tone, I would lift up my voice and I was shouting. I didn't know I was shouting. And the first lady I went out with complained the same thing. She would give me signs, she would tap, she would just give me some signs, and I will bring down my voice. But from time to time, my voice will rise. But now I have to learn how to talk, what we call bedroom voice in Nigeria. Where your voice is low, you can communicate without shouting. You can have a meaningful conversation without raising your voice, because those were tail signs of dysfunctionalities that I was exhibiting. I didn't know it was not normal, because I grew up seeing my father talk that way. And my dad was quite loud. My mother was also quite loud. So I thought it was normal until I began to find out that it was actually dysfunctional. And so the other things that the dysfunctional behaviors, dysfunctional attitudes that certain families exhibit, that needs to be identified, spotted out, and dealt with. So watch this video, and when we come back, we'll have a review of what your perspective about dysfunctional families are. So
If you grew up in a dysfunctional family, here are 5 things you probably think are normal, but actually aren't. First is sweeping things under the rug, because it's so much easier to pretend like something didn't happen than it is to address it. And typically that's because people are either wanting to avoid conflict because they don't know how to deal with it, or accountability because they don't want to be responsible. The second is pleasing the most dysfunctional or toxic person, again, to avoid conflict, but also because the entire family dynamic usually revolves around keeping them happy. Which brings us to number 3, which is having to be the bigger person, which basically just means that you're the only person that's probably going to reach out and try and fix things, because the other person is not going to take any accountability whatsoever. So in order to be the bigger person, you're going to have to shove down your feelings in order to keep the peace. Which also means that you probably learned number 4, which is I'm going to have to walk on eggshells because I'm going to have to keep everybody else happy to avoid family drama, conflict, and chaos. Which brings us to number 5, which is actually probably the most harmful, and that is staying silent when something is going on, because you don't want to rock the boat. And that means that if you are the person that needed somebody to rock the boat, the people that should have spoken up, should have advocated, or kept you safe didn't, because they were protecting the toxic family members. And unfortunately, addressing and healing these things usually makes you the scapegoat and the villain in your family story. But in order to break toxic family patterns, somebody has to cause disruption.
oh, so welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And so that was powerful. And so that helped us to be able to identify certain things that had to do with dysfunctionality and how it relates to the family circle. So I want to hear your thoughts on the comment section. I want to know what your opinions are, what your views are, and more especially, if there's something we're doing that you like, I want you to also mention in the comment section. And if there's something that we are not doing right and you feel that we can improve on, please feel free to get across to me. Thank you and have a great day.